video. Hello, it's Marta 13. I haven't made a video in maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, I've been kind of busy with that, the whole car crash thing. You know, I made that video about the car, my girlfriend crashing her car, and the video's all fine and dandy, and I joke around about it, but it actually was a pretty big deal. Like, there were different variables and factors involved with that situation. Like, for one thing, my girlfriend got the insurance for the bike, and she told me, her exact words, "Don't worry about insurance, I've got that covered." And everybody in her family, specifically said to her, make sure you have full insurance. Make sure, like, her brother took her aside and told her that, her sisters took her aside and told her that, her sister-in-law took her aside and told her that, and she told all of them, don't worry about it, my friend has a friend. We bought 2 cars at the same time. It was myself and my girlfriend bought a car, and then her good friend, who she's grown up with her whole life. And she refers to him as her brother, because they've grown up their whole lives together. I guess they went to like elementary school together, and they've been friends ever since. Anyways, he bought a car at the same time as us, and he works in the automotive industry to some degree. I think he works for some car magazine or something. So he told her that he would get her like some really cheap but good insurance, and like, yeah, and he had a friend and blah blah blah. So she trusts this guy explicitly. So she let him get the insurance for her, and then after we have the accident, we find out that we're not covered for. We were only covered for vehicle accidents, and actually we're not even covered for vehicle motorcycle. It has to be car to car, and that's it. Like, if we hit another car or another car hits us, then our insurance will cover it. But if we hit a motorcycle, our insurance doesn't cover it. And if we hit, like a stationary object, it doesn't cover it. And if our car gets hit and run by a car, it doesn't cover it. That guy's wondering why I'm talking to myself. And now he's moving farther away from me. So she crashed the car, and it was an unbelievably stupid crash. Some people think that when you watch the video and you see how she hit that pole in that corner, some people think she took the corner a bit too fast and went a bit too wide. She didn't. She didn't even turn. Like, if that pole, the pole is definitely badly placed. It's like it's too far out in the road. And, but the thing is, if that pole wasn't there were no pole whatsoever there, she still would have crashed the car, because when she hit the pole, she wasn't going down the street towards the pole. She was heading off the street towards the concrete wall that's behind the pole. So if the pole wasn't there, she still would have continued off the street and into a concrete wall, because in her exact words, she was just the Chinese is fa dai. I'm not really sure how that translates in English. She's like she's spaced out. That's the English. She was spaced out at the time, because what had happened was, I had adjusted the steering wheel on her because she was getting a bit too close to some parked vehicles. Like, she wasn't driving I told her to drive in the center of the street, and I even specifically said a couple of times, stay in the middle of the road. And then she started to go a bit wide, and I told her again, get in the middle. And then she corrected, and then like a few seconds later, she starts to get closer and closer towards some parked cars on the side of the road. And I'd already told her like 2-3 times, stay in the middle, and she's still going wide. So I reached over and I just adjusted the steering wheel, which I consider okay, considering I was supposed to be like her instructor, and instructors do that. Instructors will adjust the steering wheel during low speed maneuvering. So I just like adjusted her steering wheel, like not much. I didn't fucking like grab it and give it a jerk. I just moved it about a centimeter. Anyways, according to her, when I did that, it pissed her off, because she thought that she wasn't wide. She thought that she was doing fine, and she doesn't understand why I was being so overcritical. And then once I pissed her off, boom, goodbye. Like, her brain she just started thinking to herself, like, man, why did he touch me? I was doing fine. And the whole time she's not paying attention to the road anymore. So once I touched her steering wheel, then she just went into her own world, where she was just complaining about touching her wheel in her own head, and that's when she went straight off the road. And she said that she didn't even see the pole coming. She didn't even realize there was a problem until, she said she didn't know that we had crashed until after we had crashed. In other words, as we were like hitting the object, she still didn't even like notice it really. Because after the crash was totally over with, then she kind of like blinked her eyes and looked around and noticed what had happened. I guess that's her signal light. So yeah, that's so you know, it took me a few days to get used to the fact that to kind of come to grips with how much money I lost in those few seconds. And yeah, and it really kind of sucks because my school has holidays. I've been in Taiwan for 8 years, and I just started a new job about 3-4 months ago. And for the first time ever, I'm at a job where they actually take like a real school. They take like a month off for Christmas, and then they take like about a month off for summer holidays as well. And that's a non-paid vacation. So I got a month coming up vacation, which is cool, but I'm not going to get paid for that month. And the fact that I just lost about $2,000 American in a couple of seconds from my girlfriend crashing into a pole at low speed doesn't really do much